Hey there, this is Dave, and you're going to have to bear with me. My minor was in astronomy, and we're going to be talking about a pen today with an astronomy sort of a motif. And so I might go a little bit overboard on the explanation here of this, but what we're talking about is an Edison pen. This is a Goldspot exclusive. The Newark model is only available through Goldspot. It is different from the other production line models that they have at Edison, that you won't find them at other stores, obviously. And this was designed with collaboration between Goldspot and Edison, so it has some features that are different than the others. This is my first Newark pen, so I'm excited to try that out. The resin is, you'll see here in a moment, is really gorgeous, and it's supposed to be reminiscent of the Helix Nebula. The Helix Nebula is a celestial body that you can see with the naked eye, although it looks very much like a dim star with a bit of cloudiness around the outside. But even with binoculars, you don't even need a telescope for it. You can look up at the Helix Nebula and see that there's a lot more going on there. At the center of the nebula, which is designated as NGC 7293, is a white dwarf, and that is WD for white dwarf 2226-210, and that basically is the location in the night sky of where it is. The last 200 years or so, maybe 300 years, it was given the name Eye of God. And you can tell from this picture why that would be a great designation. Pen itself is very reminiscent of this. Now, Tim Crow from Turnt Pen Co is the one who designed the resin. The resin is actually Mikey 22. That would be something that his son helped design. And my God, this is so beautiful. If you look at the picture, I'm going to throw that back up. You can see all of the colors that are in this pen are in the Helix Nebula. The chatoyancy is really amazing. It's just, I can look at the blue here, right here, when I turn it. You can see it turning black and some of the gold turning red. It's just so deep. And this part here, it looks like the darkness of space that looks deeper than the pen is. Here we have an engraving of the Eye of God. And of course, we have Edison Pen and Goldspot, and the serial number 51 of 88. These run for $200, and you can only get these at Goldspot. As I mentioned, the Newark is exclusive to Goldspot. There are, I think, 3 or maybe 4 companies, retailers that have their own exclusive pen models from Edison. And this is my first one from Goldspot, so I'm excited to see this. It's a cartridge converter pen, but as with all Edison pens, they can be easily converted to be eyedropper filled pens with just a spot of silicone grease. Okay, let's open it up here. Now, this is really interesting. A lot of pens will, and I've got a video coming on about this. It's talking about the steps here. Typically, the step is either going to be on the inside or the outside of the pen, and there's a trade-off for doing it either way. It seems like Goldspot, I'm guessing Tom Otto, I'll put a link here to the Goldspot channel. Whomever at Goldspot really probably pushed for getting a compromise between the step being on the inside and the outside, because that is such a minor step, and that requires some very careful machining, because winds up this material here gets to be very thin. If you don't do it right, you can chip this and you wind up having a lot of broken parts during the construction of your pens. And so the manufacturing failures would drive up the cost. So they must have done something very careful here. That is very thin, and it's pretty amazing. I can see straight through it. Let's see if I can illustrate that. No, I can't really see that on camera, but in real life, you can pretty much read a newspaper through it. It's so thin. There's no inner cap, but there is a lip down here at the end. I don't think that performs any sort of a function other than being part of the clip attachment. But I will say that the fit here is very snug, and I have no doubts that this is going to be an airtight connection here to prevent the nib from drying out. Speaking of the nib, this is a number 6 JoWo nib. I opted for the steel one in medium. Now, they didn't actually offer this in a gold, but I imagine if you ask them nicely, you would be able to get it with a gold nib as an upgrade. I can almost guarantee you it will cost an extra $200 because that's the price of a gold nib from JoWo right now. You would probably get your money back from the steel nib if it was done at Goldspot or Edison, but that's only going to save you about $20. I personally think that the steel nibs are just wonderful from JoWo. The feed is, let's call it plastic, ABS. This is a cartridge converter pen. I think I mentioned that already. It comes with a converter, which I have already filled up in here, but we will show the filling later on. Nothing too unusual about that. I do want to talk about the threads, though. These threads are super smooth. Look at that. I mean, that's just so great. Let's do some measurements and a writing sample. We'll be using Rhodia 80 GSM paper.
Drunk as hell this night on the stereo. Place your hands in mine, so very old. And breathe the silence there to be warm. And in the night affairs to be done. I'm waiting for a lifeline to hold me. I'm waiting for a lifeline to hold me. I'm waiting for a lifeline to hold me. I'm waiting for a lifeline to hold me over my head. Oh, my home is house on America. Place your hands in mine, so let go. Light years away from me. God, why can't you see? I'm waiting for a lifeline to hold me. gotta go. Light years away from me.
Okay, that's it for the Edison Newark Goldspot exclusive Helix Nebula. As I forgot to mention up here, this is a medium nib. I felt that the ink flow is just a little bit too much. These are things that I can tune, and I wouldn't be removing any stars from my rating on this because of this, but it is a little bit too much for a medium, in my opinion, so I'm going to tune it out a little bit to bring down the amount of ink that is coming out. Also, I felt that there's just a tiny bit of scratchiness on one end. For instance, scratch, 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 super smooth, super smooth, super smooth. Smooth, scratchy, scratchy, smooth, and that was with it turned upside down. So I know that one of the tines is going to be a little bit off. So I have not tuned this yet. I haven't even cleaned it yet. So what I'm going to do first is clean it, refill it, and then try it again. If it's still not behaving correctly, then I will go ahead and I will tune the tines. As far as comfort is concerned, of course, this wasn't a long-term review, but I did find this grip to be fairly comfortable. It's a little bit, I have on the large size of hands. It is a little bit narrow. This is 9 millimeters down here, where typically most of my pens are more like 11 millimeters, so slightly wider. That does change the way you grip it here, but if you maintain a light touch, you shouldn't be worried about the grip too much anyway. You shouldn't be like choking down on it, putting much pressure on it. You should be letting the tool do the work. Thanks to my grandfather, that is drilled into my head. Let the tool do the work. The threads on the section, not a problem. Don't really notice them. They don't feel bad to me at all. One thing I didn't mention before is that it is postable, very nicely postable. And in fact, this is probably the better way to use it rather than unposted as I just did. The reason I say that is because it changes the balance of the pen quite a bit, changes it for the better as well. So now with the different balance, I can let the pen do all of the work. I am not applying any downward pressure to the nib or to the pen at all. This is just from the balance of the pen itself. And you notice I'm holding it up a little bit higher. If I move it down further, it's still writing. This is going to be super comfortable in a long writing session because you're not going to be using the muscles in your hand as much. You're using the weight of the pen to do most of the work. As I said, this is a Goldspot exclusive. You can purchase them at Goldspot. Right now, they are available in extra fine, fine, medium, broad, double broad, elastic fine, and 1.1 stub. They are available right now in all of those sizes. This just went on sale, so with only 88 available, I imagine they're going to sell out pretty quickly, especially with this gorgeous resin. I feel like the photos, although Goldspot usually takes wonderful photos of their pens, I don't think that the ones for this particular pen that they have on the site now do it any justice. I'm not even sure that the video that I'm recording right now is going to do it justice. I hope it does, but what you see on the site I don't think is reflective of the beauty in this resin. I hope I've done a slightly better job and can convince you of that. Goldspot hasn't paid me for this. I purchased this pen with my own money, out of my own pocket. I did use some frequent flyer miles through their loyalty program, which you're able to do as well to bring the price of the pen down. I think I saved myself $20 based on other purchases I've done there before. If you're not signed up for their loyalty program, really consider doing it. It doesn't really cost you anything. It doesn't cost you anything at all. It just tries to keep you coming back to the same company, just like, your Safeway or your Kroger card. Having said that, I am a Goldspot affiliate. And if you use the affiliate link down below, I will get a small donation back to the channel, which will help keep it going and help me purchase other pens for review and giveaway in the future. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like and consider subscribing. It really helps us out. As I say in all the videos, consider joining the Patreon. That's where the giveaways are happening. It's completely free to join, and I'm going to be releasing some interesting items through the Patreon that are only available at the Patreon. The content is the same as you get here on YouTube, just without any ads. Okay, I think I said enough. Thanks for watching, and be well.